Hi, this is attorney Nicole Christie from the Christie Law Firm, and I'm here in our third installment regarding DCF substantiation hearings. In our previous videos, we talked about the actual process and how it starts, what to expect in a hearing, and today I'm going to give you 5 things that you should do to prepare yourself for the substantiation hearing. I am going to look down at notes because I don't want to miss anything, but it's important that you don't just go in thinking, hey, I'm just going to say my side and call it a day. You want to be prepared because it can be your only shot or your biggest shot at being able to get your name cleared. So the first thing that you want to do is ask for the entire DCF record regarding the investigation. Sometimes DCF will automatically just send you the investigation protocol, which is the written document of all of the things that the investigator did and how they came to their conclusion. Most of the time, everything is in that investigation protocol, but sometimes they may have letters from different providers that, they obtained information from. Sometimes there is information in what they call the link narrative. Link is their system, their case management system, and so there is a narrative section. And what I liked about the narrative when I used to be a worker at DCF is that once you put it in, it's locked in. You can't go back in and change it. It's time stamped. So if I waited to the last minute to put information in right before something came up, everybody would know that I did it the last minute and not close in time to when the incident happened or when the event happened. So you want to make sure you get the entire record. Don't let them rush you into a hearing and you don't have the entire record. Once you get the record, make sure you review everything in it and look for, again, inconsistencies in what they decided and how they came to their conclusion. The second thing you want to do is, in reading all of the information, make sure you know who the players are, who are all the witnesses they spoke to. If they missed key people, maybe there were other people in the house and DCF never interviewed them, you want to make sure that you've read that, look for that information. So again, the first thing you want to do is get the entire record, and the second thing you want to do is make sure you read everything, highlight everything. And you want to be aware of the possible witnesses, and maybe you can find witnesses that could help you from the DCF investigation. The third thing you want to do in preparing for the hearing is pay attention to your mail. They will send everything through mail, and therefore you want to look for when the hearing is going to be scheduled, what the dates are. They will leave you instructions on how to prepare. If it's by video, they will give you instructions on how to connect to the video. They will also give you timelines as to when you needed to give them evidence and who to give the evidence to. So pay very close attention to your mail and making sure that you keep all of the documents that DCF sends you, keep it in a nice folder, scan it. I like scanning because now you can save it somewhere on your Google Drive or wherever you save your digital records, and keep that information in tow. The fourth thing that you want to do to prepare is gather your own evidence. Don't accept the facts and just say, well, this is what they're going to say and I'm going to tell them, no, that didn't happen. Look for people who can support what you're talking about. And I'll give you an example. So if DCF were to say you didn't bring the children to their doctor on a regular basis and therefore that's medical neglect, and perhaps the DCF worker didn't give you credit for the fact that you had taken the kids to the walk-in clinic instead. Maybe the doctor wasn't available. Maybe something happened and you just couldn't get them to that doctor. What you want to do is go find that clinic, the walk-in clinic, and get records from the walk-in clinic, and that you can produce to the hearing officer. And so don't rely on DCF to just submit and say, oh yeah, I left that out. You want to go get the information yourself. You may have people who can come and testify on your behalf, people who can attest to things that you did. Yes, I took her to go see this doctor at the walk-in clinic when maybe you were out of state for a month or so due to some, family emergency or someone you had to care for, and you took the kids to a walk-in clinic there. You want to make sure that you get that information and people who can testify to support that you haven't, neglected your kids by not caring for them medically, but you just did it somewhere else other than their regular doctor's office. The last tip that I want you to be prepared for, or I guess in preparing for the hearing, is make sure you have your own questions. Don't, again, kind of feel it out, see how it rolls, and maybe come up with something and think you're going to have this, critical moment where you get the DCF worker to get up and say, okay, I lied. That's not happening. The stuff you see on TV does not happen in real life, very rarely. So you want to make sure you have your own questions. You want to make sure that you have everything prepared, that you've listed out what you saw as inconsistencies in their reports. You listed out questions you have for every one of the people who are witnesses that they may present. And this is where, again, an attorney is very helpful, because we get to look at that. We can subpoena people to come to this particular hearing. You can do it as well. You can get it done through the DCF office, the central office. But again, no one is going to walk you through how to ask the questions, how to look for critical information. So our key takeaways for this particular video is that you make sure you are very prepared for this particular hearing. Get the entire DCF record. Make sure you read it in detail. Pay attention to your mail. Make sure that you have your own evidence that you want to present. And lastly, be prepared for your own questions. Don't just allow DCF to say, here are the facts and you proved me wrong. Have your own evidence. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. Make sure that you like this video, and also leave us comments and questions that you might have about DCF, and we'll be sure to look at those and answer those questions. And so until next time, take care.